What two substances made by humans are mentioned in the text? So these are the keywords that now we have to scan in the passage. Next question says, which part of a grain of sand have scientists measured? What two factors determine the shape of a piece of sand? Actually, you might knowing the answers already, but since we have to simulate how it should be done, I'm going to do it. How was the beach on Kamoama Island created? Very easy to scan this particular one. Where, according to the text, can fine sandy beaches be found? It means we are looking for a place because the question says where. Who argues that sand is more efficient than coastal technology? So let's see. Now you know that short answer questions are those questions that come in the sequence. So we'll start from the beginning until we find the answer to the first question. Let's see. Okay, so our question is, what two substances made by humans are mentioned in the text? So we are trying to locate the substances that are made by humans. So our keyword would be substance made by humans. Okay, there could be synonyms also, not necessarily made by humans. There could be alternate word used, but you will still find something that you can scan. So let's look at the passage. Okay, let us just try to concentrate and find where is the word substance. Substance. Oh yes, look at the second paragraph and the second line. And let us read it now. And then substances made by humans. It is one of the most common substances on earth, and it is a major element in man-made materials too. So you will see that we found substances also, and we found man-made, made by humans. It means no matter what, our answer has to be somewhere here. Now all you need to do is read word by word. It is one of the most common substances on earth. It is one of the most common substances on earth, and it is a major element in man-made materials too. And then concrete is largely sand, and while glass is made of little else. So they have talked about two man-made materials. What are they? They are concrete and glass that are mentioned in the text. So did I really put in a lot of effort to find the answers? Though reading is very tough, but because we could employ the strategies properly, we now have the answer that those two substances that are mentioned in the text are concrete and glass. Let's do all the questions like that so that you become a bit confident about this particular type. Now, which part of a grain of sand have scientists measured? So what are we talking about? We are talking about scientists, we are talking about measurement, we are talking about grain of sand. But the question is, which part of grain of sand have the scientists measured? Now let's read and find out what exactly. Now we are moving on to the next paragraph because we know the answers come in the sequence. So we have now moved on to the next paragraph, and let us try to look for measurement, scientist, grain. These are the keywords. And in the third sentence you can see measurement, and in the fourth you can see grains, and that is where we need to read word by word so that we understand the meaning and can give the answer. Now let me read it for you. In fact, according to the most generally accepted scheme of measurements devised by MIT, grains qualify as sand if their diameter is greater than 0.06 mm and less than 0.6 mm. So which part have they measured, by the way? Come on, that's not that difficult. Very good. You got it right. Smart man. All right. So what have they measured? They have measured the diameter. So if the grains qualify as sand if their diameter is greater than 0.06 mm and less than 0.6 mm. So the answer is here. Let's try another one. What two factors determine the shape of a piece of sand? So my keywords were two factors, and we are trying to determine the shape, so we need to know what are those two factors that have an effect on the shape of sand. Let's read. Shape. Let's find. Oh, its grains may have the shape of stars or spirals, their edges jagged or smooth. Well, they have not given us the factors, so let us start reading from the beginning. Depending on its age and origin, a particular sand can consist of tiny pebbles and porous granules. What it is saying? Come on, read it again. Depending on its age and origin, a particular sand can consist of. So, depending on what? Age and origin, sand can consist of pebbles or porous granules. Their shape can be of stars or spirals. Their edges jagged or smooth. So, what are those two factors that determine? Look, don't think that it's going to be right given to you. You need to understand in order to get the right answer. So, some people may be thinking stars or spirals. No, that's incorrect. Try to understand things that make sense. They want to determine the two factors that cause changes to the shape of sand, and that is, they are saying it very clearly in the beginning, depending on its age and origin. Got it, I hope? Let's move on. How was the beach on Kamo Ama Island created? Whenever there is a name, it's very easy to scan. All you need to do is find out where Kamo Ama Island is. So they want to know the reason why was the beach created on Kamo Ama Island. So let's see. See, in the last there is Kamo Ama. So let's just read it and find out. Some sand is very recent indeed, as is the case on the island of Kamo Ama. Right? As in the case on the island of Kamo Ama in Hawaii, where a beach was created after a volcanic eruption in 1990. So you got the answer. How was the beach on Kamo Ama created? Well, it was the result of a volcanic eruption. Let's move on and talk about another type. Where, according to the text, can find sandy beaches. Now, where means we are talking about a place, again a name. And that name, where according to the text can find sandy beaches be found. Let's move on. Okay. And the second sentence identifies fine white beaches of northern Scotland. Got it right. What is the answer? Northern Scotland. So where according to the text can fine sandy beaches be found? In northern Scotland. Great. Who argues that sand is more efficient than coastal technology? So the keyword is coastal technology, and who means we are talking about a person. Who? Okay, it could be a profession, it could be a person. Let's find out. Where is coastal technology? Yeah, it's the last sentence. So let us read the complete sentence. Sand cushions our land from the sea's impact, and who says? Geologists say it often does a better job of protecting our shores than the most advanced coastal technology. So, who argue? That is the geologist. So, my dear participants, you guys are awesome. I know you are following me, but I must tell you that these strategies with me you'll find them very easy, because directly or indirectly I'm trying to divert towards the right path. When you'll be doing alone, you might find them slightly more difficult, but that should not disappoint you. You should continue to practice, continue to work hard, and believe me, reading would become very easy. So all you need to do now is to start reading journals, reading books, reading course summaries, so that you become familiar with the kind of language that you'll come across when you are going to give the test. And this was a simulation of the techniques that I would want you to adopt. So what we need to do now is that we are going to do all the question types together, but I'm not going to follow the same pattern. I'm going to go and attempt the questions, because I have already done one simulation where I first skimmed, then I underlined the keywords, and then I scanned it to locate the text, and then finally after locating the text, read word by word for general understanding to get the right answer, and we did it together. We will do all the question types and I'll guide you, but every time don't expect me to skim. You will do it on your own when you are doing the test. Okay, so now get ready, tighten your belts, and let's start doing the rest of the questions. Okay, I can give you a couple of minutes break. Okay, thank you.